Hello and welcome, Essex County College family. This is the Virtual Cafe powered by Student Life and Activities. Today's episode number 83 is for graduating student scholarships for spring 2022. We are here at that time. It's almost the end of the semester. Those of you that have joined us live today on Zoom, you are most likely graduating, ready to move on to your next four-year institution or your first 4 years, whatever, you got it. So congratulations to you. Good work at Essex. We're happy to see you move on from here. Before you do, we do have a bunch of opportunities for you to win some money from yourselves based on your academic merit and also talents and all the wonderful things that you've done here at Essex during your time as a student. We will miss you. So let's try to get you some money before then. Our scholarship workshop is broken up into 2 parts. I'm going to go over the actual scholarships and the eligibility requirements with you first. And then Mr. Graham, Director of Student Life, is going to go over the application and the application process itself with you. So thank you for joining us. We're all rooting for you. Apply for these scholarships, get yourself some money for the next school you go to where you continue your education. All right? So let's get started. Graduating Student Scholarship, Spring 2022. Thank you for joining us. This video will be posted on YouTube, hopefully later today, but most likely tomorrow, and it will be there forever for you to check out. But you're not going to need it forever. You're just going to need it until pretty much April 14th, because that is the application deadline for these scholarships. The app will be emailed to all students from Mr. Graham. All this information is in there, but write this down, very important, April 14th. Get it done by the 13th, right? Why wait till the last minute? April 14th is the absolute last day, okay? Let's get that out of the way. Moving on. You must complete and submit the scholarship application through Google Docs. You can send your recommendation letters to jgram1@essex.edu. Again, do the application through Google Docs. The recommendation letters, email those separately to jgram1@essex.edu. Okay. Awardees will be contacted via email no later than May 2nd, 2022. Might even be a little earlier, but I put a little bit later date. That way everybody's expectations are in check. So don't start worrying until May 2nd, 2022. Let's get into these scholarships. We got 19 of them ready to go for you. Here's number 1. The Academic Achievement Award scholarship is presented to graduates who have demonstrated outstanding achievement. Here's the requirements. The GPA must be drastically increased for 6 consecutive semesters. So the way I interpret that is if your GPA was like a 1.9 when you first started, and then it became somewhere in the 3 range, 3.0 or higher, I would consider that a drastic increase. A voluntary work in some capacity at Essex County College. You must have demonstrated leadership development and maintained an active role in a club at Essex County College. And you must be able to prove acceptance at a 4-year college or a university in the fall semester, easily done with an acceptance letter. Academic Achievement Award. All right, moving on. Number 2, the Accounting Service Award. This scholarship is given by the business division of the college to outstanding graduates. Only one requirement for this one: must be an accounting major. If you're an accounting major, you're applying for this scholarship. No questions asked. There we go. The Administrative Association Scholarship. This scholarship is given by the Administrative Association of the college to outstanding graduates. Here's the requirements. You must have maintained a 3.0 or better GPA while you were here. You must have been accepted for admission to a 4-year college or university, once again, proven with an acceptance letter. Demonstrate intellectual curiosity, professional promise, and leadership qualities. It's a little bit more specific. And you must have been active in extracurricular activities for the past 2 years while you were at Essex. It's the Administrative Association Scholarship. Here's number 4. The Biology, Chemistry, and Health Technologies Scholarship. Technically, the Division of Biology, Chemistry, and Health Technology Scholarship, abbreviated here for your convenience. Science graduates who have exemplified academic achievement. So if you're a science major, no reason why you shouldn't be applying for this scholarship. It's literally made for you. Moving on, here is number 5. The Business Administration Award demonstrated academic promise and made significant contributions to the college or community. That's a little vague, but it will work in your favor when you're writing the essays for these scholarships. We're moving on. Here is number 6. The Charles G. Lavallo Community and Continuing Education Scholarship. The graduate must have been enrolled or participate in a community and continuing education program, must have demonstrated academic performance. That's a minimum GPA of 3.0. Completion of a 250-word essay, that's really not that long, how the community and continuing education program/course contributed to my academic success, which should be easy for you to do if you're a continuing ed student. Acceptance into a 4-year institution, professional, school, or employment following the awarding of an associate degree. So as long as you have a plan of where you're going next after Essex, you can apply for this. And applications for this scholarship can be obtained from the Community and Continuing Education Department. Okay, we are moving on. I forget what number it is, but there's 19 of them. We're somewhere in the 6, 7, or 8 ballpark. Here it is. The Darlene Liggins Scholarship. The scholarship has been established by Peggy R. Urso Savarese in memory of Darlene Liggins, who attended Essex and became a successful marketing manager and director in both the communication and banking industries. 2 requirements for this: you must be a female business major, and you must have a pretty dang high grade point average. All right. So female business major and a high GPA. Again, that's vague, so that could be anything. All right, we are moving on. The next one is the ECC Alumni Association Scholarship. Alumni of the college donate funds to decrease the costs associated with attending a 4-year institution. You must have demonstrated a scholastic achievement. And you must have affirmed your commitment to continue your education through enrollment in a 4-year institution. Ignore the last there. I may have accidentally forgot to delete that Executive Dean Student Services Scholarship. So that last requirement is a fancy way of saying an acceptance letter from a 4-year school. Very easy. The application to all of these scholarships will be emailed to you from Mr. Graham today or tomorrow. Be on the lookout in your Essex student email. All right, we are moving on. The Faculty Association Scholarship. You need a minimum GPA of 3.5, a little high, but doable. Must be a graduating student. The student must be certified eligible for graduation by his or her department and the college. Returning faculty scholars. The student must have completed 30 credits of non-developmental coursework, courses numbered 100 or higher, required by your curriculum. The candidate represents in character and achievement those qualities which the Faculty Association Scholarship Committee extols as an exemplary student worthy of public recognition. And the faculty testimony must state, that's your letter of recommendation, must state in writing that the candidate is a student who is not only an exemplary scholar, but also makes a contribution to the scholarly pursuits of other students. What does that mean? Really simple. Tutoring. Do you tutor other students? Do you help your peers complete their coursework? Done. That's your Faculty Association Scholarship. Also, Mr. Graham put in the chat, let you all know that he emailed you the application a few weeks ago. I'm sure with that being said, you may get another reminder of it in case you've lost it, but it is already in your email. Okay. The Hispanic Heritage / Andres F. Cubero Scholarship. The scholarship is established by the Hispanic Heritage Month Committee here at Essex. You must have a 2.75 or better GPA. You must have demonstrated commitment and involvement to Essex County College and/or the community. A graduate student earning an associate degree. That's literally all of you in this Zoom meeting right now. must be a continuing student at a 4-year college. Again, just an acceptance letter will do. There it is, an acceptance letter from a 4-year college by September 1st of the awarded year. Should be no problem for you to get that if you are moving on to a 4-year. Good luck. Here's our next scholarship. It is the Honorable Patricia Giuliano Memorial Scholarship. This one has very specific requirements. You must be a single mother, active involvement in civic advocacy or political causes, and you must maintain a 2.5 GPA or better. That's the Honorable Patricia Giuliano Memorial Scholarship. Again, very specific. Single moms, you definitely have to apply for this. Here's our next scholarship. It is the Casa, Cofer, and Slade Academic Achievement and Student Success Scholarship. This scholarship is in honor of retired long-serving employees of Essex County College, Zudnet Z. Casa, Dean Patricia Slade, and of course the late Mildred Cofer. The requirements for this awesome scholarship is that you must have made the Dean's List all semesters enrolled, must have completed your degree with a 3.5 GPA or higher, must be an active member of your community and or in Essex County College clubs, and you must be transferring to a 4-year institution. The Casa, Cofer, and Slade Academic Achievement and Student Success Scholarship, near and dear to our hearts at Student Life for sure. Make sure you apply if you're eligible. Moving on. The Leaguers Incorporated Award. This award is to provide access to higher education for needy and deserving African-American students who have demonstrated the ability to succeed academically. Here's the requirements. Demonstrate academic promise and performance. That's a minimum GPA of 3.2. Must be an African-American male or female. Must have U.S. citizenship or permanent residency in the USA. Demonstrated financial need. Demonstrated community involvement. Proof of acceptance into a 4-year institution, and a New Jersey resident. Think you can prove that with a piece of mail and a driver's license? I'm not sure how to otherwise. We're moving on. Our next scholarship is the Doctors Mary B. and Reynold E. Birch Scholarship Fund. You must be an African-American male or female. Must be accepted at a 4-year college, university, or professional school to pursue the arts or allied health. And you must be a prospective applicant that should demonstrate exceptional acumen, talent, skill, and potential in the arts or allied health fields. At the Doctors Mary B. and Reynold E. Birch Scholarship Fund. Moving on, here's your next scholarship. The METCS Scholarship. Student must complete at least Math 122 at Essex County College. That means done here at our school. The student must have taken a minimum of 16 level college credits in math at Essex County College. Okay, math, the hard one. Your math GPA of 3.0 or better in courses taken at Essex. In the event of a tie, the overall GPA of courses taken at Essex County College will be considered the winner of his scholarship. Okay, it's a very specific one for all of our METCS majors. Make sure you apply. It's good money. We're moving on. The Phi Theta Kappa Scholarship. This is an easy one. We have very few clubs on campus that offer their own scholarship. Of course, our honor society does. Phi Theta Kappa. Very simple. You have to be a member of PTK. If you're a member, apply for the scholarship, right? That's an easy one. All right, we're moving on. The Robert Sidney Needham Memorial Scholarship, or Needham, however you want to look at it, because most of the time I need ham or some type of other meat, getting very hungry. You must be a graduate of a New Jersey high school. I'm sure most of you were, unless you're a transplant in New Jersey. Most people leave New Jersey to go somewhere else, though. It's not usually the other way around. You must have demonstrated history of community service or campus leadership. Must have a minimum GPA of 3.0. And you must be transferring to a 4-year institution. Robert Sidney Needham Memorial Scholarship. If you're eligible, apply. Here's your next one. The Social Work Student Association Scholarship. You must have been an active member of the Social Work Student Association. You must be completing a degree with either a human and social services or a social sciences major. And you must have a 3.0 cumulative GPA overall. So, human and social services or social sciences majors, this one is for you. Make sure you apply. The Social Work Student Association Scholarship. Here's our next one. This is the Dr. Peter Myers and Professor David Barnes Scholarship. You must be a social science major. You must be graduating with at least a 3.0 GPA or higher. And you must have gained admission to a 4-year college or university. You're going to need to write a 2-page essay about yourself, including your commitment to social justice in recent times. Since they're a little vague with that essay, 2-page, font size 12. Do not make it any bigger than that, all right? Don't go goofy on this one. They want a full 2 pages. Doesn't mean make the font size bigger. Size 12, or follow whatever your English teacher tells you. 2 letters of recommendation from 2 current members of faculty. 2 current members of Essex County College faculty. Send them a nice email. Hey, I enjoyed our time together. I appreciate learning from you and all the wonderful mentorship and lessons that you've taught me. Would really appreciate a letter of recommendation. I'm applying to X, Y, and Z college. Would really appreciate your help on this. 9 times out of 10, write them a nice email. You'll get the recommendation later that you're looking for. Okay. Moving on. The Women Talking to Women Scholarship. You must be a female and graduating from ECC with a 3.5 GPA or higher. Must be an African American and be a human social service program major. Human and social service, excuse me. And you must be accepted at a 4-year school in the fall 2022 semester to continue the major in social work at an accredited university. So must be a female and graduating from Essex. Must be an African American and a human social services major. And you must have a 4-year acceptance letter. That's pretty much it. I believe that was our last scholarship. That is. So this concludes the scholarship eligibility requirements portion of our workshop. Coming up next, we have Mr. Graham. He is going to go over the application process for these scholarships. We're going to take a look at it. And then afterwards, if you have any questions after Mr. Graham is done, we're happy to answer them. And we'll get to any questions that have appeared in the chat. Since then, I haven't been able to look there that much. But without any further ado, Mr. Graham.
Thank you, Mr. Ott. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing?
We're doing good.
Good afternoon.
We're good.
All right.
Good,
I'm
thank
gonna I'm gonna share my screen momentarily as soon as I find the file that I'm looking for. And I'm going to discuss the application process with you all. So this is the actual scholarship application. I know Mr. Ott mentioned about submitting through email. When I send these out tomorrow, I will have to let you know for sure. Because sometimes the physical applications, with you all submitting them, it kind of makes it easier, especially with this tight turnaround that we have. I know Mr. Ott didn't mention it, but for anybody who's a recipient, they would be invited to our Student Affairs Scholarship Awards Night to be presented their scholarship, which is a pretty, nice affair to attend. Now, the application for the most part is straightforward. It asks you for some basic information, right? First line, we want to know which scholarship you're applying for. All right, and I'm going to ask that no matter which way that we do the applications, that you submit an application, a separate application for each scholarship that you're applying for. So let's say if you're applying for Women Talking to Women and you're applying for the Phi Theta Kappa, that's going to require 2 application forms, okay? It's very important you give me your Essex County College email address, all right? That's the email address that I'll be communicating with you with. Your name, ID number, address, telephone number, All right, make sure you fill these out completely and legibly if it is a physical application that I require you to turn in, because this is how the scholarship committees are going to be able to contact you, correct? Your date of birth, gender, which degree you will receive upon graduation, whether it's an Associate of Science, Associate of Applied Arts, Associate of Arts, and what your major is. Now here we do, in addition to our recommendation letters, we do ask you for 2 references, right? You can list any professors that may speak on your behalf, right? Any academic awards that you have received, all right? And what I will do on the application, the final application, is I know some people say, well, listen, I don't have any academic awards, all right? Well, Dean's List, that's an academic award, right? But I will revise this. I want to make this list any academic awards or achievements, all right? Does that sound fair to everybody?
Yes.
All right, any academic
Yes.
awards or achievements, all right? And achievements kind of broadens the scope, right? Every great thing you do may not be academically related, right? But it may exemplify your character, your work ethic, and other things, right? That may make you suitable as a candidate. And then lastly, you know, we ask you to make sure that you certify that everything you submitted is correct. I want to highlight this because some scholarships have a specific essay, but all scholarships will require an essay, okay? And other than any scholarships that state a specific topic, then you can just state the reason why you deserve a scholarship, any contributions you've made, or any other characteristics that you think would set you apart from other candidates. One thing to be mindful of is that there are always going to be more candidates that apply than scholarships that are available, all right? So you're going to use your essay to exemplify yourself, right? Highlight your strengths, talk about your goals, your aspirations. I know it says 250 words, but you may not have to stick to that strictly, okay? We will also need a current unofficial transcript from your most recent educational institution. In this case, that would be Essex County College. And then we ask for 2 letters of recommendation. Some state that they have to be strictly from faculty. I will tell you that if it doesn't state that, you need to have at least 1 from faculty, all right? It just looks better, okay? And then as Mr. Ott said, either this will be online, I will let you know in the official email, but if it is not, then you would submit your application to me in the Dasher Student Center, right? And note that if this is you bringing these documents in, that you need to bring in a complete application packet for each scholarship that you apply for. Are there any questions so far?
No.
No?
Yeah, I actually think you guys are pretty clear on what you're asking for.
Okay, but sometimes it does seem that we're pretty clear on what we're asking for until it's time to provide it, so to speak, okay? So I just want to stop this share real quick and share again,
I'm sorry.
because this is sometimes what may confuse a student, okay? Now, what I mean is, if I apply for the PTK scholarship, right? We can all see this, correct?
Yep.
All right, I got a little lag over here. But let's say I apply for the PTK scholarship. That means that for that, I will need the application. I will need my essay. I will need my unofficial transcript. And I will also need my 2 letters of recommendation, right? And then I apply for Women Talking to Women. So then that means, again, I need what? My application. I need my essay, right? Unofficial transcript. And my 2 letters of recommendation.
Mr. Graham, in the chat, we have a question. Someone asked, can we use the same essay if you're applying for more than one scholarship?
If it doesn't ask for a specific essay, right? Because I saw at least 2 scholarships that wanted a specific topic. So in that case, you would need separate essays, right? However, in most cases where you see PTK and woman talking to woman may not ask for a specific topic, then yes, you can use the same essay. All right. Now, the reason why I asked for a separate application is because the PTK scholarship committee is different than the women talking to women committee. All right. So your things have to go to multiple places. So if you apply for 3, then that's 3 separate committees.
Another question we have in the chat is I graduated ECC in December 2021. Can I still apply for these scholarships?
Yes, you can. All right. So these scholarships are for individuals who have graduated in December 2021. For those who went, I don't want to put a month to this. If you completed in summer 2, 2021, for those completing their degrees this semester, right, the spring, right, May 2022, and those who will complete their degree by summer 1, 2022. Now, the only catch is that even though you may have been selected as a recipient, a lot of these awards will be held until your degree is certified, meaning that Enrollment Services has verified that you have actually earned your degree. So even if you're selected and you come to the award ceremony in May, but you don't graduate until summer 1, 2022, you won't receive the scholarship if you're selected until you complete your degree requirements.
We have another question in the chat. They want to know if people graduated in August 2021, is that eligible for these 2?
That's considered summer 2. Okay.
Excellent. Can I use old recommendation letters from a few months ago?
How long is a few months ago? I mean, that's a tough one. And I don't want to give anybody any misadvice. If it was coming to me on a committee, it wouldn't matter. But that's not to say that the PTK scholarship committee looks at it the same. I would see if you can at least get whoever provided the letter to perhaps update the date and you know, resend it for you on your behalf. But my thing is this: if all else fails, it's better to have those 2 recommendation letters, you know, whether it's from last week or from 2 months ago, than to not have your recommendation letters. Yes, you should attach your admission letter to a 4-year institution with the application. What do they want? No, we don't need your W-2. But Latina, you can express that in words, and then sometimes some of these committees may go look at it if a student completed a FAFSA and what did the FAFSA indicate and things like that. But you can demonstrate financial need through your words in your application. You know, talking about what you're going through. More often than not, that is how students do it. And then the reason why I mentioned the FAFSA is because even though a student may have applied for financial aid and didn't receive it, that doesn't mean that their application still doesn't indicate financial need.
Someone is asking, what is the format we should ask our reference people to give? Meaning, what should they say? Length of recommendation? I mean, they're going to say whatever they want, but what do you suggest is a good length?
I don't really have a link for a recommendation. I'm going to tell you that me personally, I look for the strength of the recommendation. Right? So it doesn't have to be exhaustive, but it should speak to you. It should come across as unique. Maybe they can talk about your how you did academically, if they were your professor. Maybe you helped your peers a lot, right? They can talk about that. Sometimes as a professor, you start to see certain characteristics and you're able to elaborate on how bright a student's future may be based on your experience. They should address it, just address it to, to scholarship committee or dear scholarship committee. But they should always speak to your strengths. Length, I guess not to go over one page. But in the same token, you don't, you hope it's not, just a couple of sentences.
And someone is asking about the chain for the letters of recommendation. Should the person writing the recommendation send it directly to you, or should they send it to the student first and the student sends it to you?
I'll let you know in the application process. Normally, there hasn't been a problem of the student having the recommendation letter and submitting it with their application. And that's if your recommender chooses to do it. I know, don't be taken aback. Some professors insist on sending it directly to me. All right, but that can be your choice. But I would try to secure it, and if they have any hesitations, they can always give it to you in a sealed envelope.
What if you've not
Yes,
decided? What if you've not decided which four-year college you want to attend? And a lot of these scholarships ask for an acceptance letter. Can you just give an acceptance letter?
I'm gonna tell you, you have to meet that requirement. I have seen instances where a student may have been selected as a recipient and was given time, to apply and decide. All right, but you would want to express that in your essay. You're in the process of applying. You'll be able to provide it, these scholarships are not only for colleges in New Jersey. It just says, a lot of them just say acceptance to a four-year institution. I'm not sure if I saw a GPA requirement for Dr. Mary Birch, but if I had to make an assumption, I would probably say 3.0. But all scholarships are not focused primarily on GPA. That's why some don't specify. Does that make sense? Everyone? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I hope it does, because there are other things. There are other things besides a GPA that are part of being a successful student and a successful person in life, right? And that's why your essay is so important, because that allows you to illustrate who you are, what you do, right? Committees understand that yeah, we have full-time students working full-time jobs with full-time families, right? That they're hoping to take care of, right? So not all scholarships focus primarily on, GPA. Are there any other questions? Going through the chat to see if we missed anything. Oh, there's a new message. Then you'll just change and you'll notify them of that change. And the reason why I say that, the question was, what if I choose one university now and I get accepted and then I change and go to maybe Rutgers? Well, let's say if you applied for the Alumni Association scholarship, then let's say they selected you and you said, all right, well, I chose Montclair. They'll confirm with you before, because some scholarships that are awarded are sent directly to the institution. So yeah, you'll have the chance to change and let them know. All right. Is it Latina? Am I pronouncing it correctly? Do you have an acceptance letter currently?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah, so I would just submit that one. It's not just locking you in, and they won't just say, okay, well, we awarded her, we're just going to send it off to where this acceptance letter came from. They would request more information from you, to get from the institution as to exactly where it should go at the institution if it's being mailed there.
Because I'm waiting on Rutgers right now, but yeah, I already have one, but Rutgers is where I plan on going. So that's why I was asking.
Okay, and then for the person who was accepted but have not received an official acceptance letter, it's possible that if you could print a screen of the application status, or you may just have it by time the applications are due. But if not, then that'd be something that me and you can communicate about, and we'll decide the best way to go about it. All right, to make sure that the committee is aware if it's required. Okay. Oh, you will receive them no later than tomorrow. I'm going to tell you, I'm sending them out tomorrow. All right. And that's just to make sure that there aren't any last minute changes. You know, who knows, maybe we get off this Zoom today and the scholarship committee contacts me right after and says we are going to offer a scholarship. Then that'll be one more that I can add. But I will send it out tomorrow. My goal is tomorrow morning.
Excuse me, can international student apply for the scholarship, please?
Unless it specifically states, no. I think there was one scholarship that just said that you had to be permanent US citizen. I think it was only one that was like that. So other than that one, yes, you can apply. And then back to Camilla, yes, I'm going to email them, but some people just may want to come get it in person, have it printed out. I'll have them in the office as well. There's really no limit, Judith, but apply to that which you fit the criteria for. But no, there's no limit.
Thank you.
I got a question, a private chat question. I won't say who said, but they're asking, how do you know the amount that the scholarships,
Well,
how much is the award?
It's in the public chat now. You to be honest with you, you won't know until it's awarded. All right. And I'm definitely going to say that, especially due to COVID, some of these committees haven't even issued scholarships since the beginning of the pandemic, and are just now issuing scholarships again. I can tell you that scholarships normally can be from 500 to 1,000, but I that can change based on any committee's recommendation as to what they decide.
Mr. Graham, if you have a GED in New Jersey, can you apply for these scholarships? If you got into college with it, you're good to go, right?
Yeah. Except for the one that said that completed high school.
Okay.
Right. So it's just one. Does scholarships affect your financial aid or state aid? I don't know. I'm going to say no. May I ask why? Why do you ask that? In what way do you mean by affect? Meaning that it would reduce it? I don't think so. I haven't seen that even in my own experience. And sometimes going to four-year institutions, there are certain scholarships you're eligible for just because you're on federal and state aid.
What if you didn't apply to school yet, but are in the process of applying to colleges?
I would still apply.
Yeah, you got to get that acceptance letter.
See, that's the beauty of the essay, is that the essay can say that, at the end you can close your essay, as I applied to, 5 colleges. I'm still awaiting responses, but, and confident that I will be accepted. And try to play it that way. I recall situations where, students have had to provide the letter once they get it. All right, what's accepted? I didn't say what was acceptable to include as an achievement award. I did mention dean's list and things like that. But the reason why I said I want to open it up to achievements is because there are various levels of achievement, right? It could have been something that you achieved regarding community service that you performed in the community and may have been recognized by, the leaguers or the Salvation Army, or, you know, NJ Cares, you know, for your outstanding help. It could have been a work or career related award. I just want to open it up to be able to let people show their accomplishments, because your accomplishments may extend beyond academics, right? And I you know, I really can't pinpoint a solid example. I don't know if you can, Mr. Ott. But I just don't want students to feel like they're limited to saying, okay, well, I was inducted into this honor society, you know, when you might have done a lot of other great things.
Yeah, if you were in a club in high school and you did a NASA program, or you did something that was out of the ordinary for high school, like you did a symposium at a college or something, or you were selected to be on a committee for arts or things like that, things that would really, really stand out in high school would definitely be something you would want to include on the achievement award, even if it's not an actual award. If you were selected for a specific committee, symposium, can't really think of any other buzzwords, but you kind of got to just use your best judgment. I mean, if it was a type of paper award that you received for artwork or something like that, that may not be what they're looking for, you know, but if you worked on a mentoring program for other students to help assist them with their work, and you were, you know, awarded for that, that would be something that you would definitely want to let your scholarship committees know about. Again, it's kind of a gray area. You just got to use your best judgment. The heavier the award, the better.
The Faculty Association, I did email that a few weeks ago. They had a scholarship they were offering for returning students, and also something for graduating, and that goes directly to them. I am also going to send you, I just received the application for the Charles Lavallo Scholarship, which requires a separate application, all right, outside of mine. And I've put that in the chat, and it will come in the email as well, all right?
Mr. Graham, what if you did not attend high school in the United States?
I don't think that matters.
Okay.
There was only one scholarship, and I just can't remember it offhand, that said that you had to be a New Jersey high school graduate or something like that. It's only one scholarship. All right.
An application, or I think they mean a scholarship that doesn't require for a recommendation letter. Must I attach 2 recommendation letters, or will one
I'm
be
telling you, they all require recommendation letters. That's why I put it on the application. So even if you didn't see it in the criteria, you have to submit those recommendation letters.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
I think, I don't know what a rescue award is, Latina, but I mean, it's an award, and I'm quite sure if you got it from your job, it must have been from something great.
It
Right?
sounds legit.
So I would list that.
Hi, everyone. I have a question. What if you were a nominee for an award?
What type
And
of
this-
award?
Okay, so I work in healthcare, and I was actually nominated for an award that's not necessarily for persons that are of the job that I carried, but because of the patient that I took care of, they made a nomination because they believed that I deserved it. So it's called a DAISY Award. It's for like when you provide exemplary healthcare. It's directly correlated with nurses, and I'm a tech.
Then I would probably list nominated for, right, and put what it was. I don't know if I necessarily list a promotion, Judith, but for an award, I might say nominated for.
Okay, thank you.
But however, right, certain accomplishments about your work, Judith, can be played as strengths in your essay, right? That talk about that just exemplify certain strengths, right? Because you were promoted for a reason, right? My hard work and determination is exemplified by promotions through work, right? My academic advancement, right? You can find a way to tie that in, right?
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can, Jenny. You can use the same recommendation letters. The question was, can I use the same recommendation letters? So for instance, let's say if you come in with 2 recommendation letters, I can help you make copies, right? Because some may come sealed. Some professors may not even want you to open them. But yeah, I can help you make copies with the recommendation letters because you should use the same ones. All right. Otherwise, I know this would be too tedious.
All right. Again, if you have any more questions, we're here for you by email. But this video will be on YouTube. You can watch it, access it as much as you need to. A lot of good info here. I want to thank you all for tuning in to the virtual cafe today. We hope that you and your families are staying well and cool during this time as we approach the warm spring, early summer weather. Just want to remind you that Student Life and Activities is here all year round. So come visit the Dasher Center. We got root beer slushies in this building today. I bet no one knew that. So if you're on campus, come see us. Apply for all these scholarships. This money's for you. Take that money. You earned it with your awesome, outstanding achievements and merits that you've done at work, at home, at school. Write about that stuff in your essays, okay? When you get those recommendation letters, talk to your professors, talk to your faith leader, your employer, whoever's writing them for you, and talk about some of the stuff you did before they write it. Say, hey, remember this? Remember we worked on that? Bring up some of the stuff that you may want them to talk about, which they probably already will talk about if they know you well. But go over that stuff with them. It will help increase the heaviness of your recommendation letters, and it's only going to help you as you apply for these scholarships. We wish you all the best of luck. Check our YouTube channel, SLAO Essex, for this video. And until then, stay well, be with your families and friends, do awesome stuff. We will catch you next time. Until then, take care.